Hi, I'm Josh. This is the Make Place. It's my very first video and I'm just going to get straight into it. What I'm going to do today is make 3D pen work. I think I'm going to look at a quick Pokemon. I'll do Gengar because he's pretty popular at the moment and it's a pretty easy shape to start with. Being mostly it's just a circle. So I'm going to try to keep it easy. I don't really know what I'm going to say. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to show you as I go. Hopefully there's something in it for you. Please come along, subscribe, and I'll make a lot of content. I do a lot of different things. I make a lot of different stuff. I paint, I make, I paint, I draw, I make jewelry. I've got a little print press. So a lot of different things that I try to do. I don't do them all well, but I love doing it and I'd love to share. So yeah, if you want to come along, follow my channel and we'll just make some stuff. So today we're going to start with Gengar. We'll start with a circle. I've got a bit of glass. We're using a Scribed 3D pen and I've just got some grey PLA and I've set things to 195 degrees. I've got an extractor fan going, so that's that little hum that you hear. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Just going to zoom in as we get started and let's get making. Let's start with the circle, and I think it's better if you pull the pen towards you. Keep it stuck to the surface and that way your lines won't be as wavy and wiggly. This Scribed pen's had a lot of work and it's really not performing too greatly, so yeah, but it does the job. I do have a backup which I might switch over to if this gives us problems, but we're pushing the filament through, it's melting and it's a rough little circle. You want to think about what surface you're drawing on, because if this was on paper it's going to stick, if it's on something plastic it's going to stick, if it's on something like wood it might slide around and make your job a little more difficult. But I'm not going to spend too long today because I just want to get my first upload up to my channel. So look, there's a rough little circle. Let's make another two of those about the same size. So we'll keep that there and we can just mirror the shape and size. You see I'm sort of doing one half of the circle and then letting it dry a little bit by going back over. And then you can complete the whole circle. If you try to go all the way around too quickly while the plastic's still melty, then it just drags with the pen and you just get a horrible mess. So, I'm pretty new to 3D penning. I've got one at Christmas and I'm just falling in love, so that's what I'm going to concentrate on a few videos for a while. But as I learn and make mistakes, I'll try to teach you. But if you have any tips, please jump into the comments. I'd love to get a bit of a community happening of makers. It might take some time, but I'm committed and I'm going to make videos as often as possible. I'm always out making and I just thought I'd share that stuff with you. So, okay, 3 circles. Nearly got the Olympic, whatever. What I'm going to do now is stick these together. We're basically just going to make a ball, but it's much quicker, I think, if you get your shapes in place and then just weld them together. And this is just the rough framing of Gengar, which we'll just sort of draw around in a moment once we get things where they need to be. Okay, so that's sort of what we're going for, is to get your circles aligned in a similar way and then tack weld them with your pen. So you can kind of just draw around it. Let gravity do the work and you can be pretty messy at the moment because we're going to clean things up. You just want to get the balls stuck together. Yeah, that's messy. I'm just trying to navigate the camera and it's my first time. Be gentle. Right, there we are. So we've got that in place. It could be anything at this point. I like to let creativity do that. You might start with an idea and then the next thing it starts to take its own form, or it takes you on a new adventure, and you end up with an Easter basket, or yeah, like anything. It could be a hat. Hello. Umbrella, who knows? Yeah, but like, let your ideas take you someplace new. You might start out to try to copy an idea or have just a basic idea, but let your imagination go with it, please. I love to see what imagination can do. But today I'm going to stay on form, and we're going to try to do a Gengar pretty quick. I really don't want to spend time editing videos, so I just kind of want to throw it out there pretty rough. I hope you can understand that I don't want to spend time in the studio behind a computer. I want to spend time in the studio making. So it's cool to take your ideas from anything you like. You know, I'm a big Pokemon fan, so my kids are Pokemon fans. So if I make this, it'll be fun. You know, you don't need a reason to make, but it's nice if you can give it to somebody that likes what you're doing anyway. Okay, we're colouring in. Round and around she goes. So, just getting my little form started here. So Gengar is kind of a little ball with a couple of spikes on top of his head, 2 little arms sticking out, and 2 little legs. So it's kind of simple form to get us going. For the first video anyway. And then there's 2 eyes and a big mouth. That's pretty much it. Even human or figures, they can always be broken down into shapes. So, you know, break the body down into a shape, the head to a circle, the limbs into little rectangles, stick it all together. And the good thing with this 3D print stuff is you can, you know, melt it and reshape it and cut it up after the initial make. So if you get things wrong, you can like fix things. Okay, there we go. We've just made a ball. You can put a bell in that and have your cat chase it. You know, you don't need to make amazing things to do amazing things. Sorry, I've got a cold, so a little bit snuffly. All right, let's start adding some little spikes to the top. Let's just look at it and see the shape. And you might be able to see something in it already. I'll zoom in here and I can see what I want to do. So these are already starting to give me little pointy Gengar shapes. This point here could be the tail. So you start to see things. Here's a mouth, do you see it? So let's just sketch a bit of that in with our filament. We'll just draw, okay, we'll start to get an idea of our Gengar. And from this point, you might just make it into a whole new monster. A little ball guy, you know. Draw some pointy teeth. Ah! Sorry, I do voices. I kind of get into my characters when I make. A little bit of Bob Ross. Beaver Tree. Okay, now imagine this. You're going to put a little eye here. Yoink. Do noises too. That's the noise an eye makes. Yoink. And these aren't good. Like, I'm not trying to finish anything here. This is sketching phase. Rah! There's a tiny, really weird face there. Rah! Anyway, let's add some points. A couple of ways you could do this. You could sit here and you could draw. Draw your Gengar head, which is kind of, you know, a little bit Bart Simpson-esque, I guess. You don't have to be perfect. Please don't be perfect. Okay, you know, it's that sort of shape on top of a ball. So you can draw it like that, stick it on. That's probably the smartest way. Okay. I like that. That's better than I expected. But the other way is to use gravity. And it won't look good at the start, but just stick with me. And you're going to just like let it dangle, figure out where you want your next one, maybe dangle some more there. Yeah, we're just going to bunch all that up in a minute and make it into a pointy thing. Okay, sorry, I don't think it's in focus. So that looks very messy. Come and do another little bunch of mess. Bad camera shape, bad camera angle, sorry. Okay. I'm going to stop it there just to grab this together. It's hot, but it's not too hot. You can still shape things. You see? You see, that's probably better, but this is kind of a little more letting chance take over. You know, things might happen. Now you've got like this crazy devil rabbit. Ah, you took Deacon's Easter basket. But like, let's just do a couple more of those. Okay, one more here. I'm just taking time to make sure that they're all their own shape and they're not joining into a big mess. And it's going to take you time. I've been at the 3D pen for a couple of months, but the first couple of weeks are very frustrating. You've got an idea in your head how you want things to happen, and it doesn't. Everything becomes a big ball of plastic hot mess. So please stick at it, don't quit. See, that didn't do what I wanted then, but you can quickly shape it a little bit. And at this point, we've still got a lot of room to do things. So I'm being really quick today because I just want to get a video uploaded. But I'll shut up for a minute and I'll spend a minute just drawing and try to get this to where I need it to be. Okay. Alright, you can see quickly, I've done a very quick job, but kind of starting to resemble the same shape. So look, this might have been quicker, and at this point you can still stick it on and kind of line things up. Why not? Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. So it's like the quickest form of glue to just stick things together. I'm just going to switch over some filament and we'll get Gengaring again. So you've got a forward and back, you just reverse the filament out. Sometimes you get rough little spots and you do need to just pull it back out and then slice a clean part and start again. Wanted to keep this to 10 minutes today, but I've stuffed myself around a little bit on my first video. Please, if you like what you have seen, subscribe, help me grow this channel. It's going to take some time, and I'm here making anyway, so you can just use scissors to clean things up. It's just plastic, so, you know, cut yourself out of the mess, clean your act up, and get on with it. Cut your hair, get a real job, all that jazz. I like to fight with my art sometimes. Righto. Okay, I'm gonna get right into this and shape it up for a second. So little squiggles to colour in, get the shape where you need. Okay, we need 2 little arms coming off the side. So just do these little gravity loops. And then I'll come back and go around that in a minute. Just another little arm on the other side. We're going to do the same for some legs. Got little fat dumpy legs down here. Anyone that knows Gengar might now start to see the shape pop out. I'm from Australia. That's my accent. It's a little bit of a strong accent. Let me know where you are watching from. Where are you in the world? Leave me a comment and let me know where you're making your stuff, what you make. I love to connect with other artists or makers. So. Okay, the big Gengar smile. When we get this to the point where we're happy with the shape, I'm then going to use a soldering iron to just tighten up the edges, get the line work right, and yeah, make it look like Gengar. So I guess that's why I know I can be rough at this point, because there's a lot more work you can do with this medium, with this plastic filament, and it's cheap. It's cheap to buy this stuff. So if you've ever had ideas about sculpting but you haven't had a way to do it, this is such a really cool way to get your ideas out there. And you know, it's a little more organic than using a 3D printer. And for me, I really like the artist hand being a part of the work, because everything becomes a little bit different, a little bit unique. So, you know, every time you make a Gengar, it's going to be different. But if you print 1,000 off, they'll all be the same. So, yeah, keep doing handmade stuff. It's really important. Okay, I'm going to have to switch over my filament. I just load a little bit in at a time, because I never know when I want to switch colors, or I'm done with where I need to be. Okay. It's starting to get there. I'll hurry up and I'll finish off this last few details. Let me just use the soldering iron quickly. I'll show you what I can do there to bring this into line. I've just got a little angled tip, and I've got an extraction fan. Consider your health. So I can now just come in here, and it's like a second attempt to sketch. And you're really just pushing that plastic around. And, you know, cleaning up that messy line work that the 3D pen gives you. So, you know, keep yourself a reference image next to it if you don't know what you're doing. And just try to match the shapes. Do your best. Be stoked with what you do, even if it's trash. Enjoy the time while you make. Think. You know, you need to be very careful with the soldering iron. It's very hot, but you can also turn it into a ball of plastic pretty quickly. So you just want to light touches, and don't spend too long on one area. Come back to it, you know, let it reset. And then it's kind of a bit of juggling between the soldering iron and the 3D pen until you get where you are, you know, where you want to be happy with your little Gengar. I can see Gengar in there. Use your vision in your mind. You know, picture what it will be, not what it is right now. You need to use your imagination. Picture the next move that you're going to make. You know, don't quit because it's not there yet. Keep going. Make it. Make it, make it, make it. Yeah, Gengar. Yeah, I've got to fix this up. This is trash. I really am rushing this today. You know, it depends. If you're just doing this to practice, just jam it out and learn your techniques. Okay, I'm just going to load up the 3D pen and we'll do a couple more final touches. I don't think I'll finish this totally up today. You know, if you want to see me paint it and get it to a finished quality, you know, I guess that's another guy that I've made. I've used some resin and a few other little tricks, you know. But if you want me to take this guy to that stage, yeah, please follow along, leave me a comment. You know, I've made a few different guys, different things that I'm working on, so I want to show you guys a lot and I want to learn a lot, so please come subscribe. I'll make more. But yeah, let me know if you want me to finish off Gengar and look really good. I don't know, should I give stuff away? Should I sell my stuff to you guys if I get it looking much better than this? Let's figure it out together as I sort of build the channel. Anyway, I hope I've inspired you to get a pen, to make something, to start using your imagination. That's what it's all about. It's a very serious world and it doesn't need to be. You can have some fun, you can make little critters, stick a magnet on it, stick it on your fridge, throw it at your friend. Yeah, it's cool. Cool way to spend half an hour, isn't it? Just whipping up something from nothing. I hope you managed to hear me over top of that extraction fan. I'll review this back. I'm not going to edit. I'm going to make things very rough, and as I go, I'll show you my mistakes. I'll show you everything, good, bad, and ugly. Clean up after yourself. You know, don't leave plastic trash all around the world. There's enough plastic. I really do wish this was a natural product, but yeah, it's cheap and I can sculpt and get my dreams out of my head and into the world. So yeah, I like it. I like this 3D pen stuff. When the pen works. Sometimes my pen just has issues, bro. It's like me. I find if it does, I usually just have to reverse it out, and sometimes there's a little rough section of this filament and you really just need to make sure it's very clean and you've got a nice clean cut. Try again. Don't quit. Oh, keep going. Keep going. Okay, we got to this point of the video and my pen stopped working. It just decided that it had enough for the day. Luckily, I have a spare because I enjoy 3D printing stuff. So I bought another. They're kind of cheap. It's like, you know, as far as art goes, I guess, you know, I think this was $50 or so on Amazon, and to be able to have a whole new hobby for $50 and make cool stuff, and you can probably sell something and get all your money back. It's, you know, keeps life interesting. So yeah, PLA film, we'll get this fired up. This pen's much newer and it doesn't seem to quit as easily, so let's just finish this Gengar up. Just waiting for the pen to get there. We need it to get to 195. And then this will go green, and that tells me we're cooking. And we can press this, and then this will get fed in there and come out here as hot wax. Alright, this is going to spit out some red because we were doing red stuff last night, and then we're doing glow in the dark stuff. Little guys, other little guys. So yeah, this is going to switch over from red to grey. It doesn't matter about the colour because I'm going to paint Gengar later. I won't do that today because my phone's going to run out of storage. And let's just get this finished. Oh, it is still red. Oh well. it really is just drawing, but you're learning to use gravity a little bit, and it's a frustrating pen to use. There's cords and things hanging, but once you figure out the techniques, it's really cool. Sorry, off camera. I got lost in the moment. Go with the flow. Thanks for watching today. It was a huge step for me to get this channel started. I've wanted to do it for a long time. A little bit shy, I hide away as all of us artists do, but trying to push myself out there and yeah, help if I can make anybody feel a little more makey today. The world needs makers. So I've gone quiet. I'm just trying to finish this up to a point where I'm happy enough to let this video end. I really didn't want to make anything amazing today. I just wanted to get a start on the channel and I guess show you that you can make things kind of quick, kind of easy, and have something at the end you might be kind of happy about. It doesn't always need to be perfect. Actually, it's better if it's not ever perfect. Rah! Right, I'm going to give it one more little bit of work with the soldering iron to get this finished up, and I actually just want to add one more little spike here. Sure, buddy. Sorry, dad duty today. Hot chocolates are calling, so I've got to finish this up. Hey, I had fun making this with you today. I'm really stoked to share some of my making with somebody, anybody, if you're watching. So thank you. I don't get to share what I do often, and I really like to do what I do and think I have something to share. So let me know if you like this. It really will help me want to make more, and I do want to make more. So I want you to make more. I want the world to make more. I want to see more Gengars. I want to see other things too. Like, I want to see what you can come up with. The reason I like Pokemon is that an artist made them one day and people love them. It makes people feel things, and that's cool. So yeah, make your own Gengar. Come up with your own little guy. Make people feel it, feel your little guy. That sounded wrong, but yeah, no. yeah, you know what I mean. You know, if you don't want to watch any of my other content from this point, you can pretty much just use some paints to stick it down. You might want to use a bit of a primer first. I found a bit of texture paste is really nice to smooth up some of the work, and then you can just lay paint straight over top of that. And painting is a whole nother video. There's so many, it's millions of videos. Techniques to paint, techniques to finish, different varnishes, dry brushing, airbrushing, wet brushing. Yeah, so, you know, we'll explore all of those techniques. We'll make things up. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't like people to show me or tell me. I just like to make mistakes and find my way through life. It doesn't help me, but yeah, keeps me challenged. Yeah, he's starting to get there. You know, we might even finish it up. I just use a crayon to throw a little bit of colour, and you can just kind of sketch out your paint ideas before you go too far. What do you think, chat? Chat. I don't know, no one's chatting. I want to do live videos, but I need to do a bit more content first, and then we'll have a chat. So. But until then, let me know in the comments what you thought of this little Gengar today. It was a quick one. I've got to stop finessing. You can sit there, you could spend all day, couldn't you? Let's not. Kids are waiting for hot chocolates. We just brought a new Gengar into the world today. Cool. Now this is just to go, oh yeah, there's Gengar. This is actually a water-soluble . Thanks for watching my video. I'm Josh, and this is The Make Place. I'll see you again next time. Shh, don't look at the back.